I don't understand why they don't just interview Damar Hamlin, just so they can prove once and for all that this person wasn't a body double, quote unquote, or wasn't a clone, quote unquote. They go to great lengths to try to come at people who grow with suspicion, who understand what's going on in this society. They go to great lengths to try to attack those people without providing any real substance. Once again, they didn't interview Damar Hamlin. Why not? It doesn't make any sense. At least to me, it's obvious that this brother Damar Hamlin died. It's obvious that the person that was at the Bills game was not Damar Hamlin, and it most likely was a clone. When it comes to the inner workings of this world, when it comes to the machinations and nefarious aspects, is prevalent. We just have to pick up on the spiritual aspect and know who the enemy is and know their trickery. It's all important because we have to maintain that spiritual eye. The people, as far as like the powers that be, they don't do a good job of defending these things. All they do is just insult people who understand what's going on by calling them tinfoil hats and conspiracy theories. That's all they do. They don't necessarily provide any substance behind, their defense. They just say, well, they're crazy, and yes, this was Damar Hamlin, and yes, his family was there. But where's substance? Why didn't they like give a reason as to why they didn't show his face? They obscured his face, and they kept obscuring his face conveniently in the snow. All this stuff we have to catch up on. We have to catch on to when it comes to the deceptive aspect of this world because it's becoming more and more glaring given the fact that we in these last days.
So, Newsweek, New York Post, and other outlets are running stories about a Damar Hamlin conspiracy theory in which people are suggesting that he was not at the game on Sunday and that it was some sort of body double conspiracy cover up. It goes on and on and on into the tinfoil hat territory. Would you like to debunk that conspiracy theory or maybe confirm it?
Yeah, that's stupid. That you said there's mainstream media outlets pushing this.
There's mainstream media outlets. There's people with like really legitimate heavy followings who are saying the fix is in. That was not Damar. His face was covered. He had sunglasses. He had a hat. When they went to him on CBS, you couldn't see him. And that there's this next level conspiracy that was actually not Damar Hamlin at the game. They're saying
You recover from cardiac arrest and you cover your face? That doesn't make any sense. Those two things don't match up. How you recover from cardiac arrest and you still covering your face? You need you need as much oxygen as possible. You just recovered, quote unquote, from cardiac arrest. Now we already know this is bullshit. Or at least I know. I know that man is not here no more. When it comes to the death records, in regards to them changing it up to public, when it comes to the ritualistic element of what you saw, it was more than meets the eye. That lets you know that it was more than meets the eye just based off of, looking beyond the surface. The numerological element, the Masonic element, let you know that this was more than meets the eye. And they continue to prove it to us, especially the people that know what's going on. Certain people that just pick up on it or they're suspicious, you got to continue to wake up your eyes, to open your eyes and wake up more. But for the people that's already on point, they just continue to prove it to us. And all it does is lend credence to the scriptures. The scriptures let us know that in these last days, Satan is going to come down with great wrath because he knows that he hath but a short time. So the deceptive element of what's going on in this world is at its heights.
One, that's Damar's swag. That's where he likes wearing that. Two, he was in the locker room with us pregame. So yes, that was Damar. There's absolutely zero chance. That's
okay,
Damar Hamlin. That's our guy. That's our brother. He was with us pregame, postgame. He was up in the suite with his family, his little brother, 100%. So people need to stop.
I got it.
Stop this.
You see, he didn't necessarily deny anything. Like, he didn't give any substance. He just said that that's him. But why not give a reason as to why they didn't show his face like that? Why not give a reason as to why his face was so obscured and his family was so obscured? It's a reason why you see all the memes on Twitter, because people starting to catch on to the bullshit. They starting to understand the machinations of this world. If you could clone meats and clone animals, yes, you can clone human beings. You kill them off and you clone them because they're commodity. You make more money off of them. Damar Hamlin is commodity. Just based off of the story alone, they make more money off of him. That's why his, the GoFundMe page was just going crazy with the millions and millions and millions. This storyline is more than meets the eye. It's not just as simple as somebody, suffering from cardiac arrest. He died on the field and he came back to life and all. That's bullshit, man. Based off of what's going on when it comes to other elements of this nefarious society that I can't really touch on, obviously, we already know what it is. Just go on Rumble and look at this documentary called Died Suddenly. Look at that documentary. Go on Rumble and look at this documentary called Died Suddenly and correlate that with other aspects of what's going on when it comes to this topic, especially Damar Hamlin. Come on, man. You're not fooling nobody. People starting to pick up on what's going on in this world. Just is what it is.
My brother want to say what's up, y'all. A3 ski? Yeah, 3 ski. My boy straight, man.
You see how he keep throwing up the Masonic hand signs? All these different esoteric hand signs? And ever since, you saw him, quote unquote, when it comes to his proverbial resurrection, there's no communication verbally. There's just hand signs. That's all you see from him. And most of the time, this is what comes in the after effects of the programming. So maybe he was programmed, like tuned up, or he was cloned. But the after effects of the programming comes from them throwing up hand signs because they're programmed to. They're trained to. Most of these NFL players, basketball players, rappers, entertainers, they're programmed to throw up these hand signs. So it's just one of those things where, once again, you continue to grow with suspicion in terms of what this storyline is really about. I already know what the fuck it's about. It's all Masonic. That's all it is. This dude does not verbally communicate in the aftermath of what took place with him. I think the man died and they cloned him. Or it could be he just went in to get reprogrammed.